Hey, how are you guys? How you doing? Good morning, traders. Good afternoon, traders. Hello, Birk. Hello, Kevin. Hello, Patrick and Diane. Diane, thank you for your email. Hello, Sven. Kevin, how are you guys? Let's give a few seconds for more people to join. Hey, Chen. Hola, Alex. Hi, Sherry, Sina, Tocayo. Tocayo, thank you for your email. Hey, what's up, Luke? All right. All right. So okay. So just let's get started. Let's get started. So today was an awful day. uh, Awful price action. Uh, Awful continuation. Awful everything. Right. Like I was watching my charts, and even when I had two trades, and one of them were actually super good. Uh, the price action has been awful. Has been awful. So all right, all right. So let's get started with this one here. This is SPY. I know. I have received like a few emails today, like, "Hey Neto, I took the same setup that you take all the time." I bet that you took this one here, and yeah. So actually, Birk, I think this is it, right? 1035, right here, right here. All right. So yeah, so I was watching this barcode price action. Then uh, the 10 in the morning candle actually did something. So it broke high of the day. We had some continuation, but look at this. Uh, for you guys, not sure if you remember, but since a few days ago, I just draw these key levels here. So it's half numbers: 642, 642.50, 653, 53.50, 54, 54.50, 55. And look at this. I mean, price has been reacting to these key levels like wonders. I mean, these are not actual key levels. These are, I mean, we are in all-time highs. So these are not the actual key levels. They are just like half numbers, right? But I want you to be aware. I want you to be aware of how well the price is actually reacting to them. So this morning I was watching this, and all these rejections of 654.50. So I was like, okay, well, now I'm watching closely here. It's uh this is what I call an exhaustion. Like, I mean, price trying to create new highs, new highs, new highs, failing, rejecting. So price goes lower looking for liquidity, right? So the thing is that once we broke this 654, that was actually the support of these candles here, these 220, 219 candles here. I like how this went lower and then retested, and I actually, and this is because I was chatting with Chen, because he actually took like these retest here, like he was looking for this retest of this previous support now to resistant area, right? uh I'm not gonna lie, I was actually looking like the break and retest of this high. But I think we both had the same idea, right? Like, I mean, they were close. These was actually kind of close to retest these highs. So my personal entry was here. We came here, retested, but I didn't trust these candles here. I didn't trust these candles here, and I think it was because QQQ was doing something super different. So I was like, oh well, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for the retest. I don't trust this as the retest. And then we had this retest right here, but I wasn't watching, or I wasn't feeling like a good rejections here. So I waited for the third candle here. So I actually entered my position right here, 653.70, no, something, yeah, something like here, on the 5 minute opening range high, something like here. So I actually entered 1046. I know this was not the best entry, but I've told you I prefer to have clarity on the move than, like sniper entry. So clarity gives me more, I don't know, like peace of mind. Despite having this freaking candle here, right? This actually scared me. This actually scared me. But look at this. Look at the nice reaction right here. Rejection of this previous low. Rejection of this previous high. So okay, well, I managed to stay on this position, and I went all the way down to 650 Right here, I had, let me show you guys. Right here, I had a very nice gain. Right here, 650 I had 77% or 78%, something like that. So I I had like 70% of my position right here, 653, and I was just managing the rest of my position. I was just managing like a quarter of my position here. I went out most of my position here, and I actually closed my trade on this candle here, 1126. Uh, I closed my position here. Well, you will say, Neto, I mean, you were watching your P&L because this is market structure is intact. Yes, I know, but I was super hungry and I didn't have my breakfast. So I decided just to close my trade here. I had like a really nice profit today. So I was like, well, I mean, that's enough. That's enough. I'm happy with my trade. I manage my trade really well. I hold it here. I hold majority of my trims to here, half of my position here, one quarter of my position here, and like just runners on this way out, right? So I was really really happy with my position or on my trade management, so I just close it. So Birk 1035 the after the hold of the opening price, 1035 right here, right here. Oh, but what you were looking, Berg? You were looking for calls here, or you were looking for puts? It's a good question, Berg. I took calls. Okay, I took calls and then took calls again. 1019 here. I don't know. You know what? Not sure if you have been around for long, Birk, but I have a thing going long on all-time highs. If you have not been around like for 2 or 3 months, probably this is the first time you listen to this. But it happened to me with Nvidia. I I was watching a real good setup. I was watching good reaction on key levels, and I just chicken out because I don't have like this feeling of being prepared with key levels to the upside. So that's exactly why I have these lines here. That's something that I learned a few weeks ago or a few months ago. Like, okay, well, if you don't have key levels, because I mean we don't have key levels to the upside, it's all-time highs. Well, let's try with something like more psychological, right? Like round numbers or half numbers. I mean, on the indices, half numbers work wonders, as you can see here. So that's something that I started to do, look at this. This is how it looks. So I do have my key levels on the 15-minute chart, on the daily chart, but to the upside, it's like just I just have like these half numbers here. Happens the same with QQQ. Look at this. This is my chart. This is my key level. These are the gaps, the daily key levels, the 15-minute chart key levels, and right here at all-time highs, this is what I have. This is what I have. I mean, this is just half numbers here, right? So that's why I wasn't like too prepared or too comfortable taking calls here. And also I took calls on QQQ. I'm gonna show you in a minute. But so I don't feel like this was a great entry here. But I understand your idea. I actually understand your idea because it's a nice reaction right here. 654. It's just I don't know, my friend. It's but that's a thing on me. I mean, if this has worked for you on the past, that's great. It's just my thing. 10:30. Okay, yeah, 10:35. This one here. This was also actually this was also a nice reaction right here on the opening price. Yeah, you are right. You are right. The only thing that I don't like here, and let me tell you, Berg, I I'm I'm feeling shy drawing this every time, but can you see here this kind of break and retest? So this here was the reason I don't like this candle here, even when it's reacting to a relevant key level, right? The well, this is the 1 minute and the 5 minute opening range, and it's also the opening price. Yes, but right here, this is actually what I was waiting, right? Like I was waiting for the break, retest, and drop. That's why this candle here, I mean, I wasn't trusting on that. I wasn't trusting on that. So just question, Birk, do you see this? I mean, do you have the same vibe of a Head and Shoulders here? Break and retest of this kind of neckline or support resistant flip zone? Yeah, okay. No, you're very welcome. I just want to like bounce my ideas here because if you see something different, guys, just let me know, right? I mean, I'm not your teacher or I'm not like the professor. I'm just another trader like you, sharing my ideas, sharing my analysis. But I'm always open to receive feedback. So if you guys see something different, please just uh, type in the chat, and I'm always open to discuss. But right here, Birk, this is what I was looking, right? I was actually looking for this trade. I let me show you because I mean I know you believe everything that I say, but I'm gonna look at this. It was I was actually speaking. Oh, I can't. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to copy this. How I copy this? Save to desktop. Give me 1 second. I want to show you something because I again, I know you believe everything that I say. I just want to right here. I was talking about this with my friend Luke before it happened. Like, hey, are you watching how SPY is struggling with 654? 654. And I actually had this white box right here. Can you see? So this is something that I was watching, right? It's not like, oh, well, Neto is just, I mean, Neto is just like drawing random stuff for the YouTube session. No, no, no. I was actually looking at this. I mean, this is 9:49. But this was actually it's this is Central Time, so it's right here, like 10:49, something like this. Yeah. Well, that was the time when he replied, but I was like here, like on this candle here, probably in this candle here, 10:45, when I told him like, hey, look, are you watching this? So yeah. So I mean, just for you to understand what I was trying to find here. Like I had this vibe of Head and Shoulders here. I had this 654, like my support then turned into resistance area or so, and then the drop. Look, you have no buying power to take it. Come on, dude. You need to be patient for these ones. All right, so I hope that you enjoyed this. All right, let me go to the chat. All right, um, Dion, see you later. Thank you for coming. Hey, Randall, Tocayo, yeah, the awful price action. Yeah. Hey, Casey, John, Basil, I'm doing good. Thank you. Hope you do. Hello, Eileen. Birg, these are the calls that we just took a look. Chang, we had the same idea, just you entered a little bit earlier, 10:36. I think it's this one here, right? Yeah, 10:36. So Chen, for example, Chen just used this candle here. Maybe I'm not sure how when he entered. Let's assume that he entered like here. So just to the 5-minute opening range low, it was a 1 to 3.3 reward. I think that was awesome, right? That was awesome. Good job there, Chen. Good job there. I'm actually. I don't know why, but I feel really good when you guys tell me like, hey Neto, do you remember the idea that I got from you? I used it and it worked. So I'm really glad. I'm really happy that this is helping you guys on your journey. Um, Hi Francine, thank you Alex. Looks like a head on shoulders. Yeah, that's what I told you. Hey Yogi, today you took puts on Apple. All right, let me go to Apple in a minute. Just give me 1 minute. Alex, you were watching. Yeah, yeah. Price action. Yeah, I know. And I'm gonna show you my calls, guys. I took calls. Just you know what? I'm not forcing calls, but I'm I'm paying attention to take calls now because I don't want to be like labeled like the perma Neto just taking puts on the indices or whatever. um, Namosi, Neto SPY options contract strike prices are at whole numbers. Yes. Yeah, you know what, Namosi, these half numbers, I know they are not strike numbers. However, draw these lines on your chart and see how well price is actually reacting. Why, especially on all-time highs, you need to switch from your trader mindset to an investor mindset. All right. So how investors, long-term investors, are working? They are not watching this chart, right? They are not watching this chart. So they are like, okay, well, I mean, if we get 654, that's fine. Buy there. Or you know what? I would like to enter 652, but you know, if it retraces to 654, you know, I will take profits there. So they are speaking on round numbers or half numbers. So that's why I mean, again, you should try this exercise on your charts and you will see how well half numbers are reacting on the indices, right? mm, Dian, you enter 1036 here, and you close break even 1055. Oh, yeah, that's a shame. Look at this drop. Look at this drop. And yeah, look at this. Look at this. You were actually respecting market structure. You ended closing your trade here because you were watching your P&L. If you were just watching your chart, you wouldn't miss this. Look at this. Actually, the next candle where you close your trade, that's the start of the drop. Uh, uh, um. Hola, Gaby. You're very welcome, Birk. Coach. Look at the upper wicks. Yeah. Linda, you took the same trade. Congratulations. How did you manage this trade as a price action was doing? Well, you know what? I mean, this is one of these setups that I just trust a lot, right? I do have my risk management plan for this, and I just follow it, right? Like, I mean, if I'm wrong, that's fine. I can close my trade. But usually when I'm right, I have these kind of returns. So that's why, I mean, I was taking I'm playing with probabilities. I it it's not conviction on this particular trade, it's just conviction on this particular setup, right? And you know what? I actually like what I just said. Uh, and this is something, guys, that you should be trying to do. I mean, the, as you know, we as a traders, we are not playing to win every trade we jump into, right? I mean, we are playing a probabilities game, right? So you need to trust your setup. I mean, not particularly this trade, but you need to trust your setup. All right. So that's exactly what I did here. I mean, I really like this kind of head and shoulders break and retest of this support resistant flip zone, and this setup has been working wonders for me the past 2 or 3 months, and I just trusted the setup. I mean, I know price action might seems goofy here, but I just trusted the setup. All right. Um, Jotting, you hesitation kicking. Oh, come on. Linda, you use that head and shoulders. Yeah. You know what? I don't like to. Well, I mean, right here it's kind of clear, right? Like the head and shoulders, but I kind of want to baptize my playbook, like rename my playbook, and I'm thinking seriously on calling like the support resistance flip zone break and retest, or break and retest of this support turn resistance flip zone. Okay, so that's I don't know. I mean that probably it's just important for me, but I wanted to share. Um, the puts king. I'm gonna show you part. I'm gonna show you. I actually took calls today, so yeah, that. Thank you. Agreed with all-time highs and trading bearish. All right. One question, Neto, on the exits on 0DT contracts. I was holding my final contracts until it break above 653. Okay. Should I have closed them earlier for 0DT? All right. On the bounce. Yeah. Well, I usually what I do, what I usually do, Chen, it's I mean, I have a very systematic way to manage my position. So, for example, right here, I enter here, and I will start taking some profits on this pivot low. But this was just too close of my entry point, so I waited for this 653. So instead of taking like, like 25% here and 50% here, I took like 50% here. That actually helped me a lot. And then I took like 25% on this candle here, or 20% on this candle here, 10% more on this 650 to 50. And now at the end, I'm just playing with my runners. I mean, right here, I already did what I wanted. So in my position budget, I have like 10% for runners. So I don't care if they just like, if they go back to break even. But what I do usually, not today, because as I said, I mean, right here it was 11:26 and I didn't have breakfast, so my wife was waiting for me, and like I decided just to close my trade right here. But any other day, I will be waited for. I mean, this is the market structure is intact, right? Right here, market structure is still intact. So you created a lower high, and this is a lower low. So here, probably here, below this point here, below this 650, I will trim more my position, and then on these bounds, probably I will say like, oh well, I mean, this is going back. Okay, before this squeeze, I'm gonna take something here, and I will be close my position just as you did on the break of this 653. Why? Because that was the change of character, right? Here you are creating a higher high. So that was the right point to do it. That you did it well. You did it well. AMD. Let's go to AMD. Okay. Can you explain how you manage it? Well, I just did. All right. Neto, I'm seeing head and shoulders with high of left shoulder around 946 or 47. Like here. Dominic, does this work on the other way upside? Yeah, actually, you are gonna see. Just let's go to QQQ, guys. All right. Well, what I did here, well, this first candle rejecting 584. Look at this. 584, 584.50, 585, 85.50. That's what I'm doing now that we are in all-time highs, right? Oof, look at this. Look at this. This is super obvious, right? Neckline, break, retest, drop. Do you like it? The one thing that I like about this setup is it's super obvious, and it's not obvious because it's a head and shoulders. It's super obvious because this support, then it's broken, and then it's turned into resistance, and that's the easiest thing to do, right? It's super visual. You don't have to like spot the tippy top right here. You can actually enter in, like a few candles later. Why? Because you are playing the market structure. So even if you enter like here, what are you waiting here? Well, you are waiting a lower low. So you take a lower low. Everything below this previous low, it's a good spot to trim your position. But okay, well, let me explain you my trade right here. So this morning we were kind of having this downtrend, right? We were having this downtrend. I wasn't trusting this here. I mean, I really like this area here, right? I really like this area here. Look at this, 582.50, 582.50. All right. So what I was watching here, it's this rejection. But as you can see here, we were kind of still inside of this 5-minute opening range, and also very important here, we were bouncing on this blue line, this 581.88. This is it? Yeah, 581.88. This is a key level on the daily chart. Let's go. 581.88. This is a key level on the daily chart. So I wasn't trusting this break to the downside. I wasn't trusting this break to the downside. So I was waiting, and then suddenly we break this downtrend and we squeeze the price. We hit this kind of local high, and then we came back and retested this area here. And this is the area that I like. It's a 582.50, but also it was this resistance then turn support. All right. So on this resistance then turn support. Oh, this is bad here. I took it like this. All right. In this resistance then turn support. Look at this. We had 1, 2, 3 candles, and then on this 4 candle, when we actually went out of this area here, I mean, when we actually keep the move to the upside, I was like, oh, okay, well, this is a nice break and retest of this resistance then turn support area, right? So I took my trade right here, and I was aiming to here. It will be a 1 to 3.7 risk reward ratio trade, but we started struggling a lot here. So I took a quarter of my position here. Then I was watching all these rejections, so I started another quarter, and then I took like another quarter here, and here I went break even and I closed my trade here. I know it was wrong because I didn't take I mean it didn't, you know, like hit my stop loss, but I had like 75% of my trade with a 20 something percent on here. This move was just like a 24-25% move, and I was already out with the 3/4 of my position, so I just closed break even this last quarter of my position, because look at this. It was a nightmare. This was super boring. It was like, you know, like watching paint dry. So I just decided like, okay, you know what? I mean, I'm going out, because if this is rejecting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, if this thing is rejecting this hard, I have two options. First, okay, I'm gonna wait for the break, and then this liquidity build here, it's coming back for this, and then I can take the next leg to the upside. Or I'm sorry, right here. Okay, well, it's gonna break this support area. It's gonna break this support area. That I was thinking on something like this. It's gonna break this support area, retest, and then it's gonna drop. So I was waiting for, like, I decided to close my position here, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I mean, I'm gonna wait for whatever happens first. So I'm just gonna be ready. But it happened to be clearer, the SPY move here. Can you see? I mean, after all rejections on QQQ, this was actually moving better. So I really like this break and retest of this support resistance flip zone. And right here, that was exactly what I was waiting for, like the break of this 583.32 or the break of this 582.75, right? So nothing happened. I just closed my position, and that was a nice trade for me. Let me take a look to the chat. Someone took QQQ. Dominic, does this work on the other way? Yes, this actually works on the other way. I mean, this is let's try to draw it. But as you can see here, it's kind of the same idea, right? It's kind of the same idea. It's an inverse head and shoulders. Then you break, retest, and have continuation on this support turn resistance flip zone. So yes, it's the exact same idea here. I like to think on this setup like you are actually playing market structure, right? Does this answer your question, Dominic? Do you think this is actually working to the upside? Uh, AMD, Dominic, yes. All right, all right. Kevin, would you consider an AM? Let's go to AMD in a minute. Francine, you took the same trade, same entry right here on QQQ. That that's good. What is support resistance flip zone? Oh, just like what I explained a second ago, Marcos. So as you can see here on this white or shadow box, you are having resistance, resistance, resistance. Then you break this resistance zone, and then this is turned support, right? So first it was resistance, now it's turned into support. So this is what I like. This is the break and retest of this resistance turn support flip zone. Marcos, do you speak Spanish? No. Okay. Francine, I love this setup. I've been back testing. It also really helps you to understand price action. Yes, exactly. Um, Thank you, Neto, for going in depth with this strategy. It reminds me of my reversal trading, and now I can finally pair that with the break and retest for more conviction. Yeah, you know what? In my previous life, in it, before being a break and retest trader, I used to be a breakout trader, and this is the one thing that I tried every time. But the thing is that if I was late or chasing these kind of breakouts, I just chicken out with these pullbacks, and I didn't have a risk strategy, so I was all over, like all over the board, and I didn't know what to do, right? I mean, if this squeeze was like higher, I just started trimming my position, but with no strategy. So now that I use the break and retest for these kind of squeezes, it's just understanding market structure, understanding price action, and understanding that this liquidity built here on this resistance, then it's taken here being support, right? All right. Jason, just range. Why have confidence to take this trade? Well, because what I just explained, right? I mean, we built a lot of well, not a lot, but we built some liquidity here, being this area here, 582.50, like your first resistance. Then when you break and came back to retest this area here, 582.50, you use this liquidity as your like fuel for your bounce, right? So this is market structure. This is just market structure, right? So once you were doing this, lower highs, lower lows, but suddenly look at here. Here you don't have you have a higher low, and here you have a higher high. So this is your change of character, right? So now you are expecting a higher low, and you got it here, and I mean, and you got it here on this area because you built a lot of liquidity here. So now what are you expecting here? Well, a higher high. right? So now you are just playing market structure. That's why I have conviction on this. It. I mean, nothing in trading works all of the time, right? So you are just playing your probabilities. But I have a lot of conviction on this setup. That's what I take it. Um, Neto could be applied as a structure, break and wait for the retest. Could be applied as a structure, break and wait for the retest. I don't get your question, Gaby. Type it on Spanish. Pónmela en español y yo aquí la traduzco. Dipti, hi Neto, today is my first day joining your session. Do you have any document on how to play market structure? I don't, Dipti. I don't. But you know what? I'm due with all of you guys. I'm due with a charting session. I'm due with explaining some of my playbooks. I promise I will start creating more content soon. Right now, I mean, taking advantage that you are like 60 people today. Right now, I have been working on a personal project. I'm launching. Well, no, for some of you, you know that on the Scarface community we have like a paid community. It's a different community that it's called Traders Lab. For Traders Lab, I have been developing a trading performance coaching program because I have been a business consultant and a business coach for more than a decade, right? So I just translated all of my knowledge on all of my experience and my personal experience trading to a performance coaching program. And I know there's a lot of people like you that you are not on the Traders Lab. So this is kind of my opening a program for having one-on-one sessions with you. I don't teach technicals. This is I mean I don't charge you for teaching technical. This is why I have these open sessions on YouTube. Anything that you want to know about technicals, you just ask me here, and that's it, right? I mean, you don't need to pay to me or anyone else. I mean, if you want to learn about my strategy, my setups, I mean, I'm always, like mind dumping with you guys here. But if you already have your strategy, if you already built your edge, and you feel that what is actually holding you, it's a mindset, routines, and habits. Take a look to the description on this channel, the video description. I have a link to my website. I know that it's still a work in progress, but I already wanted to start sharing with you that this is a personal program. This is not part of the communities. This is a personal program, and if you think that performance coaching is the one thing that you are missing to reach consistency and profitability, just shoot me a message. You will see on the website there's a contact form. There's also my personal email. And just stay in touch, and we can talk. All right, guys. So let me keep going here. Do you know good YouTube videos explaining market structure? I'm personally a fan of JDub. I really like how Jack explains market structure, liquidity, order blocks. I really like how clear he is. I think if you are like super new on trading, then I would recommend to go watch Tony's videos, because Tony explained super simple. Like he takes complex concepts and like he shredded everything to the simplest form. So he's a really good teacher. So I will say, like, if you want to start understanding the concept, you can go watch Tony's videos or Scarface Trades videos. But if you already have some knowledge about the concepts and everything, Jack, it's a bit more advanced on his explanation. So it's basically the same concept, just two different ways or two different styles to explain. I like them both. For me, when I started learning the break and retest strategy, I started with all the Tony's videos, because he were starting, like, I mean, how start trading if you don't know anything about trading, right? Like, so his videos are great, but once I started, like, getting knowledge and everything, I just felt more comfortable with Jack's videos. But both are perfect, so you can get a lot of content and a lot of knowledge from their free videos, right? All right. Okay. So, oh my gosh, 45 minutes and we still are on QQQ. Well, let's go to AMD. Who told me about AMD? I remember Patrick, you took AMD 1027 right here. What were you trying here, Patrick? Something like this. All right. So this is what I was watching on AMD. But on my higher time frame thesis, I had AMD. I had AMD, like, like going higher. This morning I was looking for AMD and Nvidia to go higher. So this was not something on my trading plan. That's why I didn't take it. But this was super clear, right? Like, I mean, after this candle, that I don't know what happened here, 164.52 to 161.79. This is not usual, even for AMD. So we broke this area here. Let me show you about this area here. AMD right here. Look at it. Can you see this? This was an area, like, it was resistance, then turned support, then turn resistance, and now it's turning to support, into resistance again. So this white area here. So once we broke down this area, we created this 5-minute opening range low, and I really like these rejections right here. It was a super nice clean retest of the 5-minute opening range, and well, it went all the way to 159. It was a 1 to 3.4 risk reward ratio trade. I really like it. It's right here, 954. Just Sven, congratulations, Sven. You have a really good eye, Sven. I just think that you are, I don't know, like something is burning you in your hands, trying to be into a trade. You should be just taking it slowly, because you have a very good eye to spot these setups. It's just, you are rushing for them. You should just be chilling, waiting for the setups to come to you, because I mean, I recognize that you have a really good eye to spot setups. So just don't let the rush, don't let your emotions trying to be in a trade all the time, right? Marco, sí, sí hablas español. Ya no me acuerdo qué te iba a decir, canijo. What is this? Okay, so guys, give me 1 second. I'm gonna explain, Marcos, what is this supply resistance flip zone. So, Marcos, por ejemplo, aquí, esta zona blanca es resistencia, y luego cuando la rompes y regresa aquí aquí, por ejemplo, a 161, se vuelve soporte. Entonces, esta zonita blanca es el support resistance flip zone, que significa la zona donde antes era soporte, que se convierte en resistencia y se voltea, ¿no? Se convierte. Así es. Ok. Sorry, guys. Well, this is nice to have sessions, bilingual sessions. If you guys want to speak Spanish, want to learn Spanish, this is the right place. This is the right place to do it. All right. So I was telling you, I was telling you. So this is a very nice break and retest of the 5-minute opening range. So as you can see here, the most perfect target will be this one, 158.65. This 158.65. It's a multiple touches key level on the daily chart, but your first target should be this one, 159, right? Round number, psych number, and I think this is a strike number. I think AMD goes every 2.5 numbers, but anyways, 159. It's a round number, psych number, so this could be your a good target. And also look at this. This was a 1 to 3.4 risk reward ratio trade, and I like it, right? I like it. And then look at this. Then you have this. I'm gonna explain it in terms of the what we just discussed, right? So let's imagine that you are watching this inverse head and shoulders. This is your neckline. This is the 5-minute opening range. This is your neckline. So once you break and retest here, you should have your continuation, right? So this is exactly the same strategy, just going to the upside. All right. So I'm not having this one here, but let's see what happened here. On this retest, what was happening with SPY and QQQ? Well, actually QQQ, that's exactly when it was ranging around here, 580 to 75 or something like that. I just killed a spider in my office. All right. Sorry about that, guys. So this is the break and retest, and right here, QQQ was kind of looking bullish because it's pushing this. It's pushing from this break and retest of this market structure, right? So right here, you could actually take another position right here, right? So this is the break and retest of this area here. So I will maybe take a, I don't know, like here, and I will have my risk here, and this is a 1 to 2. Look at this. This is a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio trade, and yes, maybe you struggle at the very beginning, but look at this. It actually hit your target right here, 162.04. Or if you want to say like, okay, well, this was like the local high, this was even better, and it was a 1 to 2.5 risk reward ratio trade. All right, so that's good. That's actually really good. And look at this. This is how I'm setting my stop loss here. But if you wanted like something like here, this, let's say 161 here, your stop loss is 161. The bottom of these candles here. This never close below your stop loss, and this makes your trade a 1 to 3.5 risk reward ratio trade. I love it. So okay, Nikos, it's a beautiful inverted head and shoulders. I told you. I told you. But again, guys, don't try to learn the name of the pattern. Understand what's going on here, right? What's going on here? So price came here. This is your resistance. Then drop, came back and used this same resistance area right here. And then drop, but now the lows are actually a higher low, right? So here, what can you expect here? If you break this previous high, you will have a higher low and then a higher high, right? So this will be your change of character. So if you come back to this area here to retest and come back for this liquidity build on these rejections, this is the conviction you need for your setup to work. If this starts going back again to this range, well, your trade is invalidated. But look at this. I mean, it's super easy. It's super easy to identify when or where your trade actually fails, right? Because if it comes back to this range again, the range of your head and shoulders, it's just gonna chop right here. But right here, it's holding above, it's holding above, it's holding above, and then flies to your next key level, right? Uh, mm, mm, mm. Look, I could actually understand half the stuff you was saying. High school Spanish helps, I guess. Brother, remember, if you want to learn Spanish, uh, a, a Latina girlfriend, and you will speak Spanish in 3 months. Just be careful. That's the most dangerous thing on life on earth. Having a Latina wife or a Latina girlfriend. Watch out. All right. Chen, what a beautiful language. Thank you, my friend. All right. That was AMD. Let's. The worst part, look, is that my wife she's listening downstairs. So I will be in trouble today later. All right. So guys, this is Amazon. This is Amazon, and I want to tell you something here. I know we had this drop here. It was a huge drop. It was a huge drop. This drop, look at this. It broke previous day low. It broke two previous key levels on the daily chart. It broke a lot of key levels on the 15-minute chart. So that's why this retest on the 5-minute opening range low, for me, it was just too much. Eventually, look at this. Eventually, this worked. But imagine that you started your position 10:20 in the morning, and you just hit your target right here, 1:45. So 3 hours for this. I don't even know if your premium is born here, right? It's probably you already burned your premiums here. So this is not a quality trade. This is not a quality trade. Probably you were out at the break of this 230 266, because this was so boring and it took so much time that I don't know. I don't know. A Latino boyfriend. No, Mosi, the Latino guys are awesome. Best thing on earth. But Latino wives, that's dangerous. That's dangerous thing. All right. So even when we had this break and retest of the 5-minute opening range, I really don't like it. I feel like this is just low probability, because this drop here, I didn't calculate this morning the implied move for Amazon, but I'm pretty sure that 237, 238 to 230, that's way too much of a move for a day on Amazon. So not sure anyone took Amazon today. Look. Just don't let them know. Don't let them know that they are dangerous. All right. So let's go to the next one. Nvidia. I like this one on Nvidia, and let me explain what I was thinking here. So you can do two things here. All right. So you have this price action here. Let me do it at the same time with SPY and QQQ. All right. So you were here, high of the day, 944. SPY was at the very middle of the 5-minute opening range. QQQ was actually breaking down the 5-minute opening range, and you were here just chilling at the high of the day on QQQ. So all right, so has relative strength, right? So what's going on later in the day? This starts slowing down, you actually made a lower high, and then you created a lower low, and then you have a downtrend intraday market structure, right? So right here, you actually break this downtrend, and look at this. You actually had this beautiful break and retest of the downtrend, and also it was your 5 minute opening range. And what was going on at that moment with the indices? Well, SPY was on its pullback to this 583.80, something like this, like here, this pullback right here, and QQQ was at high of the day. So I really like this. I actually really like this, and this could be a nice move just to high of the day. And look at this. Even if you enter like here, it was a 1 to 2.7 risk reward ratio trade to high of the day. But this thing actually went a little bit higher. Let's say 179 right here. Look at this. It was almost a 1 to 3 risk reward ratio trade right here, right? So this was playing again the market structure. Can you see here? We broke this downtrend. We broke retest, and the retest was not on a random place on the chart. It was on the 5 minute opening range. So this is why I really like this. Anyone took Nvidia today? What do you think? Nvidia 950. 950. Well, that particular candle is. I mean, I don't know. What do you think? It's SPY high of the day, but QQQ low of the day. 950. I don't like. I think I don't like it. Look. Well, no. You know what? Yes, I do like it. I do like it because you have nice reaction here on the 5 minute opening range. And let's say that, I don't know, like the half of this candle or half of the minute of this candle was green, and you were looking this. Yeah, you were looking for something like this, and you were actually watching again SPY at the top of the day, high of the day on this candle, and QQQ was very much on the middle of the range, but more like retesting the 5 minute opening range low. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this, and when I have mixed feelings, I just prefer to, skip it. Neto, I entered 950. Right this trade. Right this trade on the 5 minute opening range retest. It was my biggest loss on the month, but the indices did not help. Why it was your biggest loss in the month, Renato? I mean, look at this. Even if you took like your trade right here at the top of this candle, your stop loss should be, let's say here. And you were out maybe on this candle. I don't see how this could be like I don't know, like more than 10-15%. Was it big on percentage, or was it big in money because you oversized here? Feel free to answer if you are comfortable sharing this, Renato. But I just want to understand, because this move here, it doesn't look like, oh well, it was like huge. But if you hold it, and maybe you like exited here, well, now it looks like, like nasty. But here, I mean, it doesn't look like a big loss, right? Declan, the order block was at 940. 940. Yeah, okay, Renato, 20%. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't see like this going crazy low, right? And it was just bad luck that it actually worked later in the day. I'm sorry. Took Nvidia 1007, 1007, 1007 here on the order reclaim of the order block 940. Uh, and you were stop out like two candles later, right? Uh, well, I kind of like it. I mean, both indices were at the high of the day. Yeah, it just didn't work. And look at this. This is important. I mean, again, this is context, right? But can you see where this thing is bouncing? 178.15. Let's take a look. 178.15. It was a previous high of the day of August the 29th. So I don't know. Oh well, we will have a huge gap now, right? Uh, so that will be something shady here, right? Like because you can always have reactions here, as you did. But context wise, I think it was nice because both indices were at the high of the day. I actually like it. You know what? Actually like a little bit more this entry here than this first one here. But I mean, again, it was just unfortunate that didn't work, right? Um, he didn't wait for the candle to close without candle. Okay, they were only down just over 10% when I stop out. Yeah, this one here. Okay, Declan 1006. 1006. Okay, you were trying something like this. Right? Oof, and it was like a 1 to 2 reward rate to trader to high of the day. I didn't have that level drawn, otherwise I would have waited for a close. Yeah, this one here, as you can see here, it was a previous high of the day, right? And the next key level here on my chart, at least to the upside on external liquidity, is this one here, all-time highs. So I will need to fix something here, right? Like, I mean, for example, you can see here 182.55. We have a lot of touches here. So I may have another key level, something like here. Another key level, something like here. But let's see. I will redraw my key levels tonight. Let's see what happens today. As you can see, it has been rejecting this 178.15. So let's see what happens here. Look what happens here. Break, retest, drop of this resistance, turn into support, turn resistance, and then drop. Is this actually working again? I just want to show you how this support resistance flip zone break and retest works, right? Anyone else took something on Nvidia? Let's go to, guys. Let me rush a little bit here. This is again a break and retest on market structure. All right. So we had this drop. We had this drop on Tesla. Again, yeah, we had like this retest of pre-market low. But again, what was happening here? right at these candles here, SPY high of the day. So it was not aligned to my indices, so that's why I don't like it, right? Also, I kind of have like the higher time frame thesis of Tesla going up. So again, I mean, you should not be trying to take any move to of the market, right? I mean, you need to have like a at least a 15-minute chart kind of thesis or theory about what's going on with your ticker. So in my plan, I have Tesla to the upside. So that's why I wasn't even looking Tesla here. So what I was watching here is like one rejection, two rejections, but I mean struggling with this pre-market low, but then suddenly higher high, higher low, then a higher high, and then a higher low right here on a 15-minute chart key level. This is something that I like. I might have taken this one here, like, okay, well, on this candle here, you had the retest 1014, then you have a nice rejection or nice reaction 1015, but, well, no but. I mean, maybe this was here. Maybe this was here. All right. So you enter here 1015, SPY high of the day, QQQ about to be high of the day. Well, about to break this area here, this order block here. So if you waited patiently here, because you had this candle here 1028, and I know Tesla, I know everyone is scared about the hard moves on Tesla, but it was holding, oh sorry, it was holding nicely this 349, right? So if it was holding nicely this 349, look at this is respecting market structure. So as you can see here, it's already making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. So this is the market structure intact. Yes, here it's struggling, but it's not making lower lows. So this is just noise on your chart, right? So this is just noise in your chart, and because you held nicely 349, well, you may have this move to the upside. Also, I was watching this with this reclaim of, what is this? This is the previous day high. Look at this. This is a break and retest of the previous day high. And look at this candle here. I really like it. It's just, well, it was just 1041. I mean, this was super nice here. So maybe you had, I don't know, like something like this. Your risk was here and you were looking for, let's say, 350 to 50. 353. 353 was a 1 to 2.5 risk reward ratio trade. And look at this. I mean, this actually worked pretty well. But what I want you to see is this break and retest or reclaim of this previous day high, that it was also the 1 minute opening range high. So again, I think if you are taking all this in context, QQQ was still struggling right here, and SPY was, kind of on this right shoulder. I don't know, like that's why I don't like Tesla, because Tesla, I mean, sometimes it has like its own relative strength, relative weakness. But do you like this one? The second trade here, look, yeah, because it's a break and retest of previous day high, right? I mean, that's actually my prefer or my favorite setup. Break and retest of previous day high and previous day low. So I actually like this after this squeeze, right? Like after reclaiming this key level. So I really like this. And well, just as I said, this actually went all the way to 355. So this trade, let's say 355 is right here. Look at this. It was a 1 to 5 risk reward rate to trade. I really like it. I really, really like it. All right, guys, it's super late on the day. I'm sorry I took a lot of time from you explaining SPY and QQQ. We can take a look to one more name if you guys can type in the chat what other name you want to take a look, or you just leave it for tomorrow. Today I actually didn't see like too many opportunities. Look at this. Microsoft was just chilling. Palantir. I was watching this one here. Again, look at this. This is again kind of the break and retest of this support turn resistance zone. Do you like this? Something like this. 1 to 4 risk reward. 1 to 5 if you went to pre-market high. Palantir, I think that's the only one. I think that's the only one, Alex. Unless, yeah, maybe something like this, but this was just 2 4s. 168.50, 1 to 2.7 risk reward rate to trade. Yeah, I like this one here. Again. I want you to understand not the name of the pattern, but what is actually happening here. Rejection, then break, came back for this liquidity build here, and then continuation of the move. All right, that's what I want you to understand. I mean, forget about the names, forget about the pattern, forget about the the lines. I want you to understand how once this was a rejection area, then you break it, come back for all of the liquidity you built here, and then have continuation, right? Apple here, this was a super clear break and retest of the 5-minute opening range, but I don't know what happened on this drop on the morning. So when I'm not happy or comfortable with these kind of moves right at the open, it's like I just wait and start looking for other names. I mean, this actually happened to work really nice. This actually worked really nice. It was a 1 to 4 risk reward rate to trade, and probably no drawdown. Probably no drawdown here. Right here to low of the day, it was a 1 to 1.9, and then to the round numbers, well, half numbers, let's say 228.50, it was a 1 to 2.5, 228, 1 to 3, and look at this, all the way to 227, it was a 1 to 5 risk reward rate to trade. I really like this. I know this is not our preferred name, but something like this. Okay. This was, what is this? Google. I don't like Google because it's all-time highs, but it's actually working nicely, right? Meta, this was a break and retest of this 575.50 all the way to previous day low, and it was a 1 to 2.7, 2.6. That's something I like. And I think that's it. Guys. So I'm leaving you with this. I want you to understand again, once you identify a support or resistant area, when you break it, wait for the retest, because all of the liquidity built here needs to be taken for continuation on the move. This is one of the easiest setups, because it gives you a lot of time, and even if you are late on your entry, because you have clarity, because you have like a few candles confirming the direction, the drop or the move to the upside, I mean the continuation on this move, it's always paying. All right. So guys, thank you very much. Today we were a lot of people watching live. So if you guys are new on the channel, please subscribe to the channel. For all of you, please like the video. And don't forget, I already added the website to the channel and to the video description. Take a look, give me some feedback. Just even if you are not interested, just let me know if you like the design or anything. And all right, guys. So thank you very much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.